I think what inspired me to grow up was when I was 10 or 11 and I started reading the newspaper. I began to look at all that was happening in the world, and I remember that I was very confused by the problems of the world, because as a group of human beings sharing this earth, our needs are actually quite simple. We need good food, water, a nice place to live, a loving family, and those are things that we can have. Those are things that we can really live with without too much work. And when I was reading the paper and they were saying all of these really negative things about how terrible the world was, I said, well, then you guys can't be very good at running this thing. So I remember thinking to myself, I guess I'm just going to have to become Prime Minister, because if I become Prime Minister of Canada, I can just stop all of these crazy things that are happening, the wars and all of the manipulation, and just quite simply say, okay, let's sit down and figure this thing out. And so at that point I really started to grow up within myself and take an interest in how I could create a world that would be a wonderful place to live. What moves me is when I experience the love and the joy with which people are capable of being. And when somebody is animated in their actions through love and through a capacity and a real interest in bringing warmth and a sense of wholeness to the world, a sense of we are in this together and it is the most wonderful thing ever, I really find that I'm moved and I'm inspired to believe that. So when somebody is truly warm and caring and is really authentically trying to bring that into the world, I think that really moves me. I think the biggest transformation that I'm looking forward to, because I feel quite certain that it will happen, is the transformation of intergenerational interaction. Because when we look at how we're being as a society today, quite often we are very split between the young and the old, and I think that's really a necessary split that has happened, and a separation which has allowed each generation to really come into themselves. But it's something I'm really, really excited for, because I think now we have the opportunity to work together, young and old, and we can now enter into this world as co-creators. And so I'm really excited to see the transformation that will happen around intergenerational collaboration and work.